Hi, Alicia Abdul, Business Communications to Durham College. Today, I'm just going to walk through assignment 2 for my students. So I am going to start by sharing my screen. Here we are. Okay, so we are going to log into our platform, which is D2L or Ontario Learn. And we are going to look at assignment 2, and we are going to start off with, if you go to contents, you go to content, you go to the assignment folder, which is in here, and you would see the list of assignments, or you can go to activities, Dropbox, and you will see assignment 2 listed there as well. What I have done is I have downloaded assignment 2 for you so that we can go through assignment 2. And the first thing you would see again is the name of the assignment. It's called Career Prep. It's weighed 15% of your final mark. And what's the rationale? The rationale is to prepare you for your career or your documents for your career. So the learning outcomes are CLOs 1 to 5, and you can find out in the course outline as to what they mean. The assignment criteria, so what you need to do for this assignment, you are to create a cover letter, a resume, a thank you letter, and 3 professional job references. Each of these documents will be tailored to your job posting, and you will have each document starting on a new page. For the job posting, so for this assignment, you would have 4 documents. So the last one will be your job posting, which is the first thing you would have in your Word document. So you are going to research your job that you're qualified for, and you are going to copy and paste that into a Word document. You're going to give me the URL link and the date that it was pulled. Your second document is your cover letter. So your cover letter again will go through, you will use a formal letter format, not email. I will show you a sample in a second. You will address your cover letter. If you don't have a name in a job posting, you will address it to their hiring manager. Your introduction will be to state the job you're applying for. Second paragraph is why you think you're a good fit, and you can conclude with how the employer can get in touch with you. So avoid any generic cover letters. Write a cover letter that is specific to that job you're applying for. Resume. Similarly with your resume, you may have lots of experience or little experience. Your resume should also be focused and tailored to the job you're applying for. So I will show you again a sample of a resume, a template resume, and where you would get the information for your resume. Now, in your resume, you would have your resume header, your summary, your skills, work experience, education, certification, and additional. If you need additional resources, you can review this link here from Monsters TA. Now, depending on your work experience, this order can be changed. You can also start off with your education, then your work experience. Everything else goes after. Your thank you letter. Your thank you letter, you would see if you follow the lecture, it tells you that it to be sent 24 hours after the interview. And then in your thank you letter, you can use an email for your thank you letter. You will have a subject line. Your content, your tone again will still remain formal. Even though you go to an interview and the person will say, you can call me Andrew. When you write that thank you letter, make sure you write dear Andrew Smith or hello Andrew Smith to make sure that you are still being formal until you get that job. The structure again will be introduction. You are going to start off with telling the interviewer when you interviewed, what position you interviewed for, and the date and time of the interview. Your discussion reminder, your second paragraph is basically telling the interviewer what your strongest skills are for that position to make you the best candidate. Don't tell them you're the best candidate because they'll decide that. You don't decide that. You just tell them what will make you a great candidate. And in conclusion, you would ask them if there's any additional information you can provide to them, etc. And then you are going to close off with a formal closing salutation with your name, your email address, and your phone number so they can easily reach you. Phone number is really important when you send a thank you letter because they will most likely call you if they're interested versus sending you an email. Your job references will be for any you need 3 references. It could be from, if you haven't had a job yet, it can be from one of your professors. If you've had jobs, it doesn't matter what job it is. You can use your references as to any of your managers or supervisors you work with, but make sure that you contact your reference and let them know that you're applying, and you would ask them if they can be a reference. Okay, here it tells you what you need for each requirement, and I will show you a template on that as well. The submission guidelines is to review the rubric. There is a rubric right here, so review that. Always aim for exemplary so that you can get your full grade. You are to submit only one Word document with all 5 documents, all 5 sections of it. So your job posting, your cover letter, etc. You are to provide 4 citations, 1 for each document above except the job posting. And these are in-text citations as well as a reference list at the bottom of your document. You would not use this when you apply for a job, but this is, I'm teaching you, so I want to see how you are doing your research. Your language should always be correct grammar, spelling, and appropriate language. When you submit your document, you should be using the name of the file, should be first name dot last name. And this assignment is 2, so there should be a 2 here. Okay, let's jump over to D2L. So give me one quick second. Okay, so we are into D2L. So I showed you where to find the assignment. I also want you to go on to the course schedule. It's underneath table of contents course schedule. If you go down here, you would see for assignment 2, what you need to, which lectures you need to review. You need to review lectures 6, 7, and 8. There's also a general information booklet that you can review to complete assignment 2. The next thing here would be your week 6. Your week 6 here is your resumes, and we have resumes open. And this will just tell you your do's and your don'ts, the different types of resume, how to create a resume, the resume sections, and there's two lectures on that. How to create your accomplishment statements, and understanding what they mean. And here is your resume template. I will just open this actually for you. And this is a very simple layout of a resume. You do not need to make it complicated at all. So here is your first name, last name, which should be in a bigger font. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger there. So about 16 or 18. And you would find this information in the lecture. Your email address, your phone number, and your LinkedIn profile. Your mailing address is not needed because you're not going to be mailing anything. They're not going to mail anything back to you. They will email you or they will call you, and they will want to review your LinkedIn profile. So make sure that's kept up to date. So the first thing you're going to do is write like a little summary of so you could be, you don't have to copy this exactly, but you want to talk about your position, maybe the position you're applying for. So for example, if you're an engineer, it will be a motivated engineer seeking opportunities in the education field. But this, you can change it as you wish. There should be a space here. I will do that after. So you would use a section. The next section will be a key skills. Now the key skills you are going to find out in a job posting. So read a job posting and it will tell you exactly what skills they're looking for. So you want to make sure that you can regurgitate that back to them. Now this again, I was saying here, your education can go first after your key skills, or you can have your work experience, depending on how much work experience you have and which one is more relevant to that job you're applying for. So you will have your degree name, your diploma name, your whatever course you're taking, your program name, your month year of graduation. So if you're going to be graduating in 2025, you write expected 2025. I would suggest listing any relevant courses you're taking right now towards that job you're applying for, and any achievements. So your grade, your GPA, any awards that you got while taking this course. Now your experience again is going to have your job title first of all. So if you have to, when you do your job titles as well, keep it to the industry language. So in different companies, they have different names for different positions, but try and keep it to whatever the industry is using right now. You're going to make sure you put the month and the year that you started to the month and the year. If it's current, you put month, year, and then current. Each you would do 3 to 4, depending on how much you have, but I would say don't make this too long. But it doesn't have to be a one-liner as well. You can use a full sentence here. So your key accomplishment or your achievement, and you use it action verbs. Do not put in responsibility. Responsibility means that anybody coming in, anybody applying for that job, well, these are the responsibilities they were given. Doesn't mean you achieved anything or you accomplished anything. So what did you accomplish that's going to help you in your next position? That's what the interviewer is going to be looking for. And that's what's going to be, they're going to base those on your interview as well. So you really need to know what you accomplish in each position. So similarly, the second one is the same. The certification. So if you have any certification, you can list that next. Any volunteer experience, only if it's applicable to that job you're applying for, that you're going to list it. Any languages that's applicable to that job you're applying for. So for example, in Canada, our languages are English and French. So if you have both, that's great. So if you have English and Spanish, and the company is looking for somebody with a Spanish background, then you need to put it in. If they're not looking for it, it's fine to say that's not your language. So you could just use that first language. Okay. The next one we're going to look at is week 7, which is here. And this is going to look at your cover letter, your thank you letter, and your references. So let's look at what we have in these lectures. Please read the overview. It will tell you exactly what's in your agenda. Now, the first thing we're looking for is the career objectives. Your career objective is what you would actually start off in your resume. So this part of it here talks about your career objective, and that's what you would find in this lecture here. Okay, so let's jump into your cover letter. Now, I have an example cover letter here. So if you want to go in, you would read this cover letter. This example would show you what a cover letter should look like. So here you go. So you don't need to write. So this is similar to what you have in your resume header. So you would use the same thing. You could use the same formatting as well. Make sure to add the date in. And then you want to put in the employer or the organization you're writing to. If you have their name and name and title, that's fine. If not, make sure you write hiring manager, company name, address. And if you have the full address, you can also research that. So you should be able to find it. And then again, you're going to write the employer's name if you have it, or hiring manager. And this letter just gives you an example of what you can include in your cover letter. Of course, this is not a cover letter for everyone, so make sure that you go in and make any changes that you need to. The second letter we want to look at is your thank you letter. And I'm going to go down and look just at the thank you letter. So your thank you letter, it tells you what is needed in a thank you letter. And if you go down to the bottom here, because we are using an email format, it tells you, it gives you an example of an email letter and a thank you letter following using email. And last but not least, we want to look at references. And I will show you a quick references template. This is just a template. So this template is exactly the same as, again, we're using the same header for your references. So yes, you can put a header, professional references, and then use the same header as your resume and cover letter, and thank you letter should be the same if you need to, if you want to. And then you're going to just put in your reference one, and then here is the information you need. Okay, and then you have 3 references. It is important that you ask for permission before listing someone as a reference. Choose people who can speak to your skills, work ethic, and character. Keep your reference list updated with the most current contact information. Now, as far as the assignment goes, that's all the documents you need. Again, I will ask you to review the rubric to see exactly what you've been graded on. And if you have any questions, you are going to post that in the assignment 2 question and answer. And that's assignment 2. Good luck. And until I have a chance, I will do assignment 3 for you. Thank you.